Hello there, this is the Shadow Ranger. I'm going to respond to this video from the legendary shooters. TNA, is there time to improve or is it too late? I just want to respond to some of the comments that the guy made in this video. I don't know your name, I'm sorry. And then I'm going to talk about just your overall question real quick. Couple points that stuck out to me. One, you cannot call Mexican America an LAX ripoff. A member of LAX formed a new team. Calling Mexican America an LAX ripoff is like calling Beer Money an America's Most Wanted ripoff. Sometimes tag teams end and people find new partners. It happens. Doesn't make it a ripoff. As far as Mexican America, the people not being Mexican, no shit. It's wrestling. They lied. Wrestling has done this for years. Dude, Yokozuna wasn't Japanese. He was Samoan. Muhammad Hassan wasn't Arab. He was fucking Italian. Kofi Kingston wasn't from fucking Jamaica. He was native of Ghana and he lives in Boston. They lied. That's what wrestling does. Lie. Anyway, Kurt Angle is not an immortal. He even told them not to interfere in his match. He just has a similar goal to that of Hogan. He has his own reasons for not wanting Dixie Carter to get her company back. He doesn't hate Sting. He just knows that Sting wants to get the company back for Dixie Carter. He doesn't want Dixie to get the company back for his own personal reasons. So they have a common enemy, so he's formed an alliance with them. But he's not part of Immortal. Not once has anyone said that Kurt Angle was part of Immortal. Hulk Hogan didn't say he was part of Immortal. Angle didn't say he was part of Immortal. He doesn't come out to the ring with Immortal. He doesn't come out to the ring music. They have not done one thing to suggest that Kurt Angle is part of Immortal. All they're saying is we have a common goal. That's it. Three, TNA has never compared Bound for Glory to WrestleMania. Nobody will compare any show to WrestleMania. I don't know where this comes from. This is supposed to be your WrestleMania. No, it isn't. We just said this is our biggest show and it's the one we put the most focus on. They've never once said it was anything like WrestleMania. Don't put words in people's mouths. And Samoa Joe losing. It's a fucking storyline. I have a question, and I would like somebody to give me a straight answer. Who came up with this rule that Samoa Joe isn't allowed to lose a match? Where did this come from? I swear, this guy loses even one match, everybody loses their fucking mind. Where did this rule come from that Samoa Joe is supposed to be undefeated for his entire fucking career? It's called a storyline. You build him up, and it was done great. Samoa Joe was losing. He says it's a conspiracy. He's pissed, so he starts busting people up and breaking people's kneecaps and legs. Snap trims his fucking leg on Impact last week. Busted up Pope. Busted up Devon. And says he gonna bust up more people. It's a storyline. Why isn't Samoa... Answer the question, please. Why isn't Samoa Joe allowed to lose? Who came up with this rule? And please explain the reasoning behind it. Fuck, man, even Ric Flair lost matches sometimes. Shawn Michaels has lost matches. Stone Cold lost matches. Goldberg even lost eventually. But for some reason, Samoa Joe is just some weird deity to the IWC that it's sacrilegious for him to lose a match. That fucking one fucking trick pony piece of shit motherfucker Samoa Joe. I've already done my Samoa Joe. My Samoa Joe is one-dimensional rant, so I'm not gonna get into that again. One-dimensional can't do... Just tell me where this rule came from. Who came up with this rule that Samoa Joe isn't allowed to lose? That's what I'd like to know. Anyway, that's my little miniature rant. The company ain't dying. I don't know where everybody gets this idea from that TNA is consistently on life support or one foot in the grave. Everybody wants to predict they'll be dead in a year. They've been predicting this company is going to be dead in a year since the first year. When this company started, people said they won't last 6 months. They lasted 6 months. Then they said they won't make it a year. They lasted a year. Then they said they won't make it 2 years. They made it 2 years. Then people said they won't last 5 years. They lasted 5 years. Then people said, well, they won't last 10 years. Well, they're 9 years and counting. They ain't dying, man. Everybody works there. They're apparently getting their paychecks on time. I don't don't know where this comes from. That everybody has this weird idea that TNA is always, on life support, one foot in the grave and the other on a banana peel. They ain't dying. They still get over 1 million viewers on their TV show a week. People still buy their pay-per-views. People buy tickets to their shows. Yes, it's not as many that they want to have, but yeah, they got to work on getting better. But they ain't dying. Trust me, if Ring of Honor still exists, then TNA will still exist. Because they're in much more financial issues than TNA is. They ain't going nowhere, people. They're not dying. I don't know where this idea that TNA, that just because they do some stuff that you don't like doesn't mean that no one else likes it. I keep saying this every week and all the time, and no one listens. Yeah, there's a few thousand people on the internet who don't like TNA, but there's over 1 million who watch it every week. They doing okay. They need to be doing better, but they ain't dying. Is it too late? I'm not saying they can't die. Hey, they could get sold. Panda Energy could sell them to Vince McMahon tomorrow. WCW got sold. Shoot, it could too. Dude, they could decide they don't want wrestling no more. TBS owned WCW. They decided they didn't want to be involved with wrestling anymore, so they sold the company. Spike TV might supposedly doing some sort of rebranding of their network. They might decide they don't want wrestling anymore and say, hey, you're done. Panda Energy can say, we don't want to be involved with wrestling anymore. We're just selling it. It could happen, but the company ain't a financial drain. They're not losing money. I swear, if TNA was as bad as the IWC likes to make it out to be, they would have died a long time ago. The fact that they still exist. You think Hulk Hogan would be working for TNA if he wasn't getting paid? Hulk Hogan don't work for cheap. Hell, that's how you know the company ain't dying. Hulk Hogan's still there. Hulk Hogan don't go nowhere for cheap. The fact that Hulk Hogan is still in the company means that the company ain't dying. He's getting paid. Because if he wasn't getting paid, he'd be gone. So as long as Hulk Hogan is still on TV, you know that the company ain't dying. Anyway. Anything else I want to say? Nah. I think I'll leave it there. That'll be my response. Unless this dude makes a response to this video, and then, we'll take it from there. But people, the company ain't dying. Yes, they have their problems. Yes, there are changes need to be made. But TNA ain't going anywhere anytime soon. I know the IWC doesn't like hearing that. Really, let me not end this video just yet. The IWC just doesn't want to accept the fact that they're not as important as they think they are. That's why they want to. That's what it is. That's what this all really comes down to. It is. Sorry about that. I hit a button on my computer, made a sound. Sorry about that. Is that anyway? They don't want to admit that they're not as important as they like to think they are. That just because you don't like it means it has to die. They can't accept the fact that there's people who like this program the way it is, and that they aren't the majority. I always say if it's so bad, don't watch. But you know what? The IWC will never just stop watching TNA. You know why? Because they're gonna look at the ratings and see that the ratings are still doing okay, and realize that, hey, I didn't matter. I quit watching and it didn't matter. We all quit watching. The IWC stopped watching and it didn't make a difference. Maybe we're not as important as we think we are. Alright, now I'll end this video.